Hello there and welcome to TV47 News Now, here to tell you what is happening in the world. 22 Bungoma MCAs and staff have been summoned by the EACC over alleged fraud involving a 6.5 million Kenya shillings Christmas tree and fake trips to Uganda. Detectives summoned the officials to the Western Regional Office following an Auditor General's report that exposed massive misappropriation of public funds. So the investigation focuses on whether the ghost trips were used to siphon money before the 2019 lighting ceremony, which authorities say offered no benefit to local taxpayers. Meanwhile, Nairobi City County Governor Johnson Sakaja has defended the cooperation agreement between the county and the national government amid questions from senators over its purpose, legality and financial oversight. Sakaja told the committee that the arrangement is neither unusual nor unlawful, but a long overdue framework anchored in legislation and consistent with international best practice. The governor also cited Section 6 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, noting that it allows for structured cooperation between the national and county governments.
This city requires the 50 billion or the 80 billion is not a favor. This city carries the entire 60% of the GDP of this country. But the people of Nairobi don't benefit, And Chair, now, in this agreement again, because there's still a shortage of around 220 million litres, I have secured Maragua 4 Dam, which is 130 million litres. And in Senator Thangwa's county, there's a place called Ngedu in Gatundu North. In Ngedu, every day we lose 35 to 40 million litres as we filter the water through what we call backwash. I've secured the money to do reverse backwash system that will give me 55 million litres a day. In less than a year and a half, the water deficit can be sorted out. So Chair, Senator Peris Pesi Tobiko, my good friend, is very right. I am ready to stake my career on this because I am so sure if we implement this as we should, and I'll make sure it is. I am chairing that implementation committee. Everyone will just say tutor because it will be so clear things will have changed. There is no other solution. There is no shortcut for Nairobi. There is no, professor you'll put there. There is no other way but dealing with the financing issues. And this gives me a platform to follow up, whether it is the Rating Act, whether it is sectional properties, whether it is security, whether it is, how our officers are collecting the revenue. I can be able to do that.
And to health matters, the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, that is PSK, has condemned the recording of a high-profile individual while purchasing medicine at a pharmacy, terming it a serious breach of patient confidentiality. In a statement, PSK said pharmacies are healthcare environments where every client is entitled to dignity, discretion and protection of personal health information. So the society emphasized that confidentiality is a fundamental ethical and professional obligation for all regulated practitioners. PSK noted it has yet to establish which licensed professionals are on duty at the outlet and has launched investigations to verify compliance with professional standards. The Society's president, Dr. Werimo Mbogo, said the society will take appropriate action if any violation of professional conduct is confirmed, reiterating that every Kenyan has a right to confidential healthcare services. Still on matters health, the first Kenyans received the new HIV prevention drug, Lenapakava, on Thursday morning following the Ministry of Health's official rollout of the long-acting injectable. The drug will initially be available in 152 health facilities across 15 counties. The first phase of the rollout is supported by 21,000 starter doses targeting priority counties with a high HIV burden. The Kenya Medical Association has welcomed the rollout, urging stakeholders to prioritize robust HIV testing, safety monitoring and sustainable financing to ensure the long-acting injection achieves maximum public health impact.
In this first phase, Lenapakava will be offered free of charge to eligible individuals at selected public health facilities in priority counties. So no Kenyan should fear hidden cost or unsafe distribution.
This is for everyone who is at risk of getting HIV. We are not going to say it is for this or this. Any person who is at risk of getting HIV and seeks the services will be able to get the services where they're available. There is a screening that will be done, of course, in terms of risk assessment. But the most important thing, this is not a vaccine. This is a drug to prevent HIV for those who are at risk.
And to the northeastern region, where the Marsabit Artisanal Mining Cooperative Union has addressed escalating tensions at the Hilo Dabel gold mining site in Marsabit County, distancing itself from all allegations of illegal operations and raising concern over growing insecurity linked to unauthorized miners and alleged unlawful royalty collection. So the legally registered umbrella body, which brings together 72 cooperatives, says it was formed to restore order after years of deadly conflicts, injuries and revenge attacks among communities operating in the mineral-rich area.
Also common knowledge that the proceeds from the illegal mining is not benefiting the Moyale communities. Neither is the government of Kenya earning any royalties from its own resources in accordance with the Kenyan Constitution.
Of late, there were killings, and some of them, most of them from Ethiopians, our brothers from Ethiopia. To defuse this, government must enforce and regulate legal mining activities at Ilo gold mine.
Our plea is that the government should give the artisanal miners the mining permit and the investor the mining license. That is what we can do for our country. And we can generate the much needed royalty for both the national and county government.
To the eastern region now, and concerns have grown over low voter turnout in the Evurore ward by-election. Several polling stations, I should say, reported very few voters. At Kanyombora Primary School, the ward's largest polling station, the morning remained quiet, with only a trickle of voters arriving to cast the ballots. Despite the low turnout, election officials confirmed the process was running smoothly, with all voting materials delivered on time and security personnel deployed throughout the ward. Among those who voted was former Attorney General Justin Muturi, who raised concerns about alleged voter bribery through handouts and called for vigilance to protect the integrity of the election.
Already spoken to the IEBC, to the chairman, to the commissioners. I've already told them all we want is free and fair, and I'm happy. As I said, I spoke to the commission. You can see the police officers who are here are in uniform. That is commendable on the part of the IEBC, because now you're able to identify these are indeed security personnel. We hope that this continues throughout the exercise today.
Nimechaguana hapa Kanyombora sahi. Kila kitu inaendelea vizuri. All you need to do ni mobilization kidogo kidogo ili watu wakubali watokee wote tuchaguane. So na niko na imani Mungu atatupea hii ushindi ambayo itaweza kufaidi watu wa Evurore. Watu wa Evurore tunawasihi wakae kwa serikali. Serikali ndiyo inaleta manufaa, serikali ndiyo inaleta barabara, serikali ndiyo inaleta maji, serikali ndiyo inaleta stima. So mimi naomba wakaanji wa Evurore wote wachaguane, watokee kwa wingi, wachaguane wote ili tupate kiongozi mwenye atatupeleka mbali.
And still in matters by-election, nearly 40% of voters in Cabras West, Malava constituency had cast their ballots by late morning, with election officials projecting a higher turnout as the day progresses. Returning officer Salim Abdallah said voter turnout stood at 39.6% by 11 a.m., expressing confidence that more voters will turn up before polling stations close at 5 p.m. Abdallah noted that the voting process has been largely smooth, although some elderly voters experienced challenges with fingerprint verification on electric identification devices. He assured residents that the electoral officials are addressing the issue to ensure every eligible voter can cast a ballot. Vote counting will take place at Malava Boys High School immediately after the closing of the polls.
na turnout naona iko hali ya juu sana, na nimeona walifungua station mapema. Nimeingia huko ndani, gadgets nafanya vizuri, hakuna hitches, na so far the voting is okay. Kuna kitu tu ninaona kinaendelea ambacho si mzuri sana. Kuna watu wa TCP wameleta violence kubwa sana the whole of yesterday.
Identification of voters, the system is taking some time, too slow. And also when you look at the old age voters, the fingerprints are not well identified. You know, we understand that now their age with their fingerprints is also a determining factor. But we will be encouraging them with the time they will vote. Every person, every voter who is in this polling center will vote.
From Alava to Machakos County, where the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority has rolled out help desks at the Huduma centers nationwide to assist Kenyans in reclaiming billions of shillings in unclaimed assets. Speaking at the Machakos launch, Principal Secretary Cyril Wagunda said the move will ease access for ordinary citizens, boost transparency and speed up payouts to rightful beneficiaries across the country.
So this thing has been launched countrywide. The reason why we are doing it countrywide is simply because wananchi were walking long distance from wherever they live up to Nairobi to go and claim what was left behind by their fathers, their spouses, and to date you heard what I said, almost 3 billion of unclaimed assets are lying with the authority. So what we are encouraging wananchi is to come and claim those assets so that they can be paid.
In the entire 59 Huduma centers in Kenya for the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority. This is a milestone and a great landmark because many times we lose our loved ones, we do not know what property they had, and unfortunately some of them die without even having left a will. Now, this day, I'm calling upon all the Kenyans who have lost loved ones and have never known what those loved ones had in their possession. Today marks a new dawn. When you come to the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority UFA desk in the Huduma centers, you give the name. They can search with the name. They can as well search with the ID number.
And to court matters now, suspect Abdinur Sharmake Mohammed was arraigned before Chief Magistrate Gilbert Shikwe at the Makadara Law Courts over the alleged theft of $394,209. Abdinur, together with other suspects who are not present in court, is accused of defrauding Abdiaziz Fido of the said amount, contrary to the laws of Kenya. The prosecution told the court that investigations are ongoing and that efforts to apprehend the other suspects are underway. The court denied the suspect's bond and ordered that he be remanded in custody until the 2nd of March, when the magistrate will rule on whether he will be granted bond or remain in custody, pending further directions on the case.
The reasons are that the accused person
And to sports news now, Real Madrid, Atalanta, BC, Galatasaray SK and Paris Saint-Germain FC secure the places in the round of 16 following dramatic victories last night. Real Madrid edged out SL Benfica 2-1 in a tightly contested clash, while Paris Saint-Germain saw off AS Monaco FC to advance. Elsewhere, Atlanta Thank you very much for being part of TV47 News Now. More news coming your way at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m., including a weekly dose of matters environment on Green Fix. Don't miss that. Goodbye.